Just visualise your clit, yeah? Is you a hoe? If you are, it's not a problem. They don't want to hear the truth. The 2019 crude calendar is officially here, motherfuckers. Hit the link in the description if you want to have a wonderfully crude year filled with positivity, motivational messages, and a whole lot of tits, ass, and pussy. Hello, motherfuckers, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new around here, hello, baby cakes. How are you? And if you're not new around here, then wagwan, my G. Thank you for coming back. I hope you guys all had like the best fucking Christmas, the best New Year's. I hope you smashed New Year's. I hope you got fucked up. I was a bit waved, I can't lie. So if you haven't clocked already, I have changed my channel name. I was the Crude Vegan. I still am very much the Crude Vegan. However, I am also more than just a vegan. Yeah, it was a big deal for me to change my channel name. I hope you guys can get down with it. I hope you can get down with it, you know. I'm gonna start a series. Brutally honest advice with Jess. That's me. That's me. All of you wonderful sweethearts who ask me questions all the time, like ask me for advice, that way I can give you advice and I can put it in a video. Of course, it's gonna be anonymous. None of you guys are gonna be getting baited out. I'm not gonna bait your ass out, don't you worry. It's all anonymous. So when I say brutally honest, I mean, like, guys, I'm not pussyfooting around this. I'm not gonna step on eggshells around any of you guys. If you're sending me questions that you want me to answer, I am going to answer them. You may not like the response. You may like the response. You may be able to get down with it after a few times of hearing it. When people ask advice, most of the time they want to hear what they want to hear. They don't want to hear what you have to say. They don't actually want to hear the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. We're all guilty of it. Everybody nowadays is so damn fucking offended by everything. You cannot not hurt somebody's feelings nowadays. Like, everyone is so easily offended. I'm gonna make a jumper that says, are you offended? Everyone's so touchy. Everyone's so touchy, you know. I like to pride myself on being blunt and open and honest. If you want that from me, please feel free to DM me. If you're on Facebook, also message me on there. Any questions that you have and anything you need advice for. I'm gonna do this, guys. I'm gonna do it. I'm also gonna introduce doing it with other people as well. So the next video you might see somebody else on the channel with me answering questions as well. They're not gonna know who's asked it. I'm just gonna ask the question out loud and we both answer it. I want to serve you in 2019. Let me know what the fuck you want. I'm gonna do that. I asked a question on my Instagram stories. Bam. What do you need advice for? People sent me in so many questions. If you want to be included in the Instagram storyness, you know, head to my Instagram at the Crude Vegan. I have quite a few responses. Now, I'm not going to go through them all today. I will definitely keep some for another video. There are a few questions that I definitely think they need advice. Like, you guys need advice. I actually feel quite sad for you. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's not funny. It's not funny, you need advice. I'm not saying that I'm the best advice giver out there, but you know, I like to keep it real. I like to keep it 100. I'm not gonna give this kind of disclaimer on every video, but this is a disclaimer. Like, if you don't want to hear the truth, you're gonna have to bounce to my next video, babe, because it's just the way it's gonna be. I want it to be like if you was asking your mate for advice and that's their instant reaction. So it's not like something that's pre-planned, it's not scripted. This is just like bang, bang, bang. You've got something you need advice for and I may or may not have the answer you want to hear. And it's all here on my little old phone. The first question is like, it might be the saddest question. What to do if I know that my dad cheats on mother but she doesn't know? I felt this one for you. I cannot relate in any single way possible. However, I can try to understand like how that would feel. Of course, you see this shit happening all the time in movies, in like TV programs. It's so fucking tricky. Like, you can confront your dad, you can confront your mom, or you can keep quiet. I'm guessing you've been keeping quiet because otherwise you wouldn't have asked this question. I only have a mother. Of course I have a father, I have a sperm donor, but he's not in the picture, and if you want to know what that's about, then watch this sad ass video up here. It's easy for me to say, yeah, I would confront my dad, because that's my instant reaction, is that I would speak to my dad. Like, it depends on the kind of relationship you have with your parents as well. Like, not everybody has like a close relationship with their parents. Quite a lot of families, especially like in the UK, I don't know where, so I don't even know where you're from, but I've realised that a lot of families in the UK, they don't talk about things ever. Nothing is ever spoken about. Everything just gets swept under the fucking rug. Nobody likes to confront people in this country. I'm a constructive, confrontational person. Like, I don't like aggressive confrontation. However, I like constructive confrontation where it's like, there's an issue here, let's move on from it. Try to imagine, yeah, how your mum would feel if she found out that he's been cheating on her and then she actually finds out that you knew all this time, however long it's been, months or years. And I guess it depends on how old you are as well. Like, if you're a kid, I guess it's quite different. However, if you're like, you know, 18 plus and you know that your dad's cheating on your mum and you haven't told your mum, do you know what I mean? Because I can't relate. And this is something that I've got to be honest about as well. Like, you guys will be asking me all these different types of like advice, but I may not be able to relate, be able to tell you what I really think I would do. And this is the kind of person I am. I always, if I can't find a way to relate to you, I'll always try my fucking best to visualize myself and put myself in your shoes. Depending on the relationship you have with your father, you need to chat to him, bro. Like, you need to chat to him. I think before you approach your mum, I think you should chat to your dad. Obviously, you would know maybe like 5 different ways that you might be able to tell him. Don't come with aggression. Although you're probably very angry, don't come with aggression, because, you know, fucking adults, like, adults are so complicated, man. Especially when you've been like married for years and years. You never know, like, she might even know. You need to approach your dad and tell him that you know what's going on. Maybe you may not know, maybe you might think you know, but it might be an assumption. Maybe it might be something that they've agreed between the both of them. It's a sticky situation, but you can't keep going on in silence. You have to let your dad know that you know. I might be wrong. If anybody disagrees with me, please comment down below. Everybody who's watching this, like, I really want everybody to get talking in the comments, like, give each other advice, or if you feel like there's a piece of advice you could have given better than me, then please comment that down below so people can read it and they can feel better reassured. You know what I'm saying? So sorry if that wasn't much help, but I definitely, if a friend came to me and said to me, yo, like, I know my dad is cheating my mum, I'd be like, listen, bruv, you've got to tell your dad. You've got to speak to your dad. Come to him when mum's not around, of course, when mum's not around. You don't want her eavesdropping or picking up on anything, because marriages break down all the time, and I know that's not what you want to hear, but they do. Us as people, we know that relationships are not easy and they don't always go the way that we envisioned them to go. Your parents may have fallen out of love. I hope they haven't. I hope for their sake, and your sake of course, but more so their sake, that they haven't. There's always more than meets the eye. I just think that you should approach it with caution and care and love, because of course you love your dad, and your dad loves you, and your dad loves your mum because, you know, they made you. And chat to your dad in a calm and cautious way. Guys with hoes. Seems every guy I talk to is talking to a million other girls. Oh my gosh. Girl, they probably are. Like, just don't bother. Don't bother. Let 2019, yeah, be the year of loving yourself and putting yourself first, because you are always going to be there for you. There's one relationship in this world that you need to make the best it can be, and that's your relationship with yourself. Do they show that they give a fuck? No. Do they actually prove they give a fuck? No. Fuck these guys that are talking to a million other girls. I know when you've been single, yeah, for a long time, it gets like, get a bit desperate, and I know that feeling, I know it, and you're like, rah, like, I'm chatting to this guy and he's got this girl, chatting to this guy and he's got these 10 other girls, and it's like, these guys have got like thousands of girls, like, on their line, like, on their hotline bling, chatting to them all the time, and they think they're the only one. This is something that I say to everybody that has a predicament similar to this, yeah. If you meet a person in a way where, say one person is in a relationship and then you meet them and they leave that person for you, that person will not hesitate and they will do the exact same to you. Guys or girls, it doesn't matter. Like, if that person has it in them, like, they will always have that in them to do that. There's a difference in when you're going through the dating period, right? When you're like dating and you're looking for somebody, like, for a relationship, if you just want to smash, then it doesn't matter how many people they're talking to, yeah, that's calm. But if you're chatting to somebody because you want to be with them and they're chatting to multiple other people for longer than they should be, you know, like, if you're trying to get exclusive or whatever and then just not willing, then you've got to cut them out. You've got to cut them out. And if guys are just out here chatting to loads of hoes and they got bare hoes and hoes this and hoes that, are you a hoe? Is you a hoe? Yes or no? It's as simple as that. That's it. That's the question you got to ask yourself. Is you a hoe? If you are, it's not a problem. Carry on letting him chat to bare gal, and you carry on just doing what you're doing, yeah? You can chat to bare man as well. But if you're trying to find a relationship, it's not gonna work, honey. It's not happening. It's not happening. It's just not happening. And I know it's hard, because you might find somebody, you latch onto them, you like them, you start getting all these feelings for them, you show them all this affection, and they may return it and they may not. Girls like guys that treat them like dickheads. With my cousin Emily, watch the video here, my girl was like, listen, like, I want you to call me a bitch every now and then, and I'm like, this is,
Are you the same? If you're the same, then that's that. Carry on chatting to these guys that have bare hoes. If you're not, then move on from it. How to not let toxic people / nasty digs, etc. get to you. This one is quite fitting considering I do YouTube, and of course I get comments. You know, at the beginning it got to me. It did, I can't lie, because when you put yourself out there and you receive negative shit, you're upset at the beginning. Nowadays, I look at it and I'm like, whatever. This year you need to prioritise how many fucks you're going to give about certain things. Like, what are your fucks you are going to give? This year, you're not going to give a fuck about shit like that. You're going to let it go over your fucking head. You really, really need to just try your fucking best to surround yourself with the vibes that you want to attract, right? It's easy for me to say, yeah, like, don't let toxic people get to you, but of course, you know, especially if these people are people that you care about, and you're suddenly starting to realise as you're growing as a person, you're realising that, hold up, this person is actually really toxic. They're very manipulative, they're very, you know, they're very back and forth, they're very hypocritical, they're very, you know, they're very argumentative, they're very negative about everything. You really, really, really need to try your best to distance yourself from those kind of people. It's very hard, especially if they're people you've grown up with, or even people that are in your family. You just need to start doing you a lot more. Give yourself projects. Even if you're not a creative person, like, give yourself projects to do, things to focus on, to get done by this certain time, so you actually don't have time, like, for when that toxic person number 2 says, hey yo, do you want to hang out? You're like, you know what, I'm so sorry, like, I'm working on this thing that I've got to do. I mean, I don't have any toxic people in my life. I did have in the past, but I literally, like I've said to you before in previous videos, I have no qualms with cutting people out. I have no qualms with blocking shit out. If I don't want to think about it, I'm not going to think about it. I know not everybody has that luxury, and a lot of people are overthinkers and they worry about what people think about them, and I get that, but when people say shit to you that hurts your feelings, you do not want that person in your life. Like, trust me, you need to get rid of them. You need to press the eject button on them, because bro, like, I can't express this enough. Like, what you put out, you attract. So chances are, if you are constantly putting out negative shit, if you're putting out toxic shit, if you're trolling people on YouTube, you're gonna receive the same shit. If you're chatting bullshit about people, it's gonna come back to you. You know, it's karma, it's the universe, it's all of this bullshit, law of attraction. It's not bullshit, it's true shit, but you know, it's gonna come back to you. If you feel like you're not worthy of having positive, happy, good vibes people in your life, then you're not gonna have that in your life. What you put out, you receive. And if you don't want toxic people in your life, you're gonna have to push that away, and you're gonna have to start surrounding yourself with positive people that encourage you to do better, and they push you to greatness, you know? As for the digs part, listen, I've got a big nose, yeah? I think I look like a bit of a boy when I have no makeup on and I have my hair back, and people have picked up on that, and they've said that shit to me. When people pick up on things about you that you actually are insecure about already, it's gonna make you feel like shit. It's not gonna make you feel like shit. But what can you do? What can you do? Are you going to go and get a facelift? Are you going to go and get a hair transplant? Are you going to go and change this and this? Are you going to do it? No. Choose what you're going to give a fuck about this year. Make 3 or 5 top fucks your priorities, yeah? Anything else that comes across in your daily life, if it's not one of those fucks, then let it go over your head. I went on there a bit. I'm getting so thirsty. I'm chatting so much. I may just be like some kind of tech noob, yeah, but on Instagram, yeah, on the story responses, how do I get to see the whole comment, the whole response? Because it goes like ... and then I can't see anything else. This one, I haven't got the whole sentence, but I'm just gonna reply to the first half. How the fuck to chill out when I'm being intimate with someone and not get into my own head so much that ... I'm gonna finish the sentence what I think, how I would relate. Not get into my head so much that I can't, you know, orgasm or something like that. I heavily relate to this. I have had a problem for a long time now where it literally sometimes I literally will not be able to orgasm. It just won't come because I'm like it won't come. Because I'm literally in my own fucking head. I will be about to get there, and then like something pops into my head so fucking random, something like which is such a turn off, right? It will pop into my head, it will be like a customer that I had the other day, or it will be some bullshit, it will be some madness, yeah? And I would see this stuff in like movies and stuff, like always happening with guys, and like they'll start thinking about their mum, like their mum will pop into their head or some shit, and I'm like, what was that about? It started happening to me, like it's been like that for a couple of years now. It's so annoying. It's hard to relax, man. It's so fucking hard to relax to the point where this person can just take me, just fucking take me. Like, it's just not that easy. It's not that easy. I'm still not there yet. The only advice that I can give you, whatever the reason, maybe you may even know the reason as to why you get into your head so much. Maybe you have insecurities, maybe you lack confidence. The person that you're being intimate with, whether it's a partner or whether it's a date or one night stand, like they're being intimate with you for a reason, because they want to be intimate with you. And whatever insecurity or confidence issues you have, just try and let go of them, because the person that you're being intimate with is being intimate with you because they want to, but otherwise they would be with somebody else that night. Sex is all about enjoying it and having fun, and you just really need to try and do that. Just realise that it's just not that deep. I mean, unless you're balls deep, do you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be so serious where you're putting so much pressure on yourself where you're not able to perform. You're there going for hours while the other person's already orgasmed, and you're there still like fuck, and then I start feeling bad because I'm like, now she's been down there for ages and I'm here just like still like holding on to my shit. Something that I found that I've started to do recently gently like meditate. I know this is it's kind of hard to meditate whilst you're having sex or being intimate. There's a way that you can kind of half do it, right? So say, you know, they're doing something to you right now, yeah, and you're laying there or whatever. You really just need to like if close your eyes if you need to, like close your eyes with me now, guys, yeah? And just like visualize your bits, yeah, your genitals. So if you're a woman, just visualize your clit, yeah? Like if they're working on your clit, visualize your clit, like literally visualize it like a little diamond, or even if you've seen it in the mirror, visualize it what it looks like. If you're a guy, visualize your penis. Visualize your penis, yeah? Visualize the part that feels the best when someone touches it, yeah? And literally put all your energy there. I know this sounds a bit weird, it sounds a bit mad, you're probably thinking I'm a bit crazy. I literally put all my energy there. If you want to practice this before you're intimate with somebody, practice it with yourself. Really do try and just draw all your energy there, and like don't think about anything else. This is our problem. We're such busy people, there's always shit going on. Like our brains are always frazzled because we're always thinking about 101 million different things. It's hard to draw it in and focus, and that's why I struggle with meditating, because my mind is just thinking about everything that I have to do. I've got so much shit to do. But that's why I like to play music when I sleep. When I go to sleep, I've started to play meditation music, and it draws me off to sleep because I'm focusing more on like the, you know, on the tones and whatnot of the music. So even when you're masturbating or even when you're having sex, like just play like just something, you know, like more instrument based. Really just draw your attention so you're not thinking about other shit. Like focus on something. That's why I say like visualize your penis or visualize your clit, so you can literally visualize it and think about how it lays out, so you're not thinking about other shit, you know, at the same time, because we can think about something but also we're thinking about other things at the same time. So I hope that's kind of like helped you in some way. If not, like at least you know that there's someone else that can relate to you with that. Maybe you need to give yourself to yourself first before you're able to give yourself to another person, but you've got to try. You've got to try. Commitment issues. How the fuck do people let themselves into relationships without fucking it up? Ah, bless your cottons. You don't have to be in a relationship. You can, you know, if both of you are happy just to float along by just seeing each other or whatever and not being exclusive, then that's fine. You need to first identify the reasons for why you're scared of getting into a relationship, of why you're scared of committing. Do you want to play the field a bit more? Are you worried that they're gonna break your heart? Are you know, do you have some pre-existing fucking psychological issues from like your childhood, like from your parents? Like, are your parents still together? Did they break up, or did they break up in a horrible way? Do you only have one of your parents? Do you have none of your parents? Have you had friends come and go in your life and you've never had stability? Like, identify the reasons as to why you think you might be this way. You know, there might actually not be anything, and it might just be that you are the kind of person that wants to have like an open relationship. Polyamory is a thing, and not everybody realizes that that's a thing, and until they find out and they're like, actually, wow, that this heavily relates to me. This is the life that I want. So I would suggest like looking into all of those things. Like do a brainstorm of all the reasons why you think you can't commit. Look into polyamory, look into open relationships, and see if you can identify with that. See if maybe you're scared of getting into a relationship because you're scared of committing to one person because you actually like, you want to fuck a lot of people, or you feel like you have a lot of love to give and you love easily, and maybe, you know, you've been in a predicament where you actually love 2 people at one time. I've been in that predicament before. Maybe you're in that predicament to the point where you legit cannot choose and you don't want to choose because you want them both. There is a world out there where you can have them both and you can have your cake and you can eat the whole cake. It's a world, it's a real life out there, and there are communities that you can, you know, immerse yourself into where there are like-minded people. Some people are relationship people, some people are not. You know, there's not always a reason for everything. Some things just are the way they are. We're always searching for damn reasons. Sometimes, guys, life is just life. I'm gonna answer one more for you guys, and there were a few people that asked the same thing but in, you know, phrased differently, and that is how to survive a breakup. Do I accept it? Do I move on? I was actually speaking to a couple of my friends about recently. They're going through this. They can't move on. I've been in this relationship with Natalie now for 3 years, and before that, you know, of course, I was in and out of relationships, and, you know, when people broke up with me, I was fucking heartbroken. The one relationship where I was so heartbroken, where I honestly thought I was never gonna move on, and I remember this, I was with this guy, he was my kryptonite, like I loved him, everything I had. It ended. I was messaging my friend Charlotte on Facebook. I remember this visually, like a Facebook chat on my laptop, and I was like so sad, and I was like, I'm never gonna be able to move on. Like, honestly, I'm heartbroken. I was upset for a long time, and this is like the most cheesiest, most obvious thing, and people say this shit all the time. Time is a fucking healer. I know, like, when people say that shit to you, it's just so condescending, and you're like, shut up. Time's a healer, but time's not past yet. I'm still here, and you can't like see further than where you are right now. The struggle is like spending that time alone in order for you to heal, and it'll be a case of before you even realize it, you've healed, and then one day you literally sit there and you're like, well damn, I'm healed, motherfucker, I'm healed. That is legit the way it is. Even when the person who doesn't want to be with you anymore has fucked up, the other person is still you know, yearns after them because they've spent such a long time with them, or they've, you know, they've bonded with that person so much. And it's hard when you've given yourself to somebody and then they don't want you anymore. It's hard. Sometimes it can be like they say they don't want you, but like 2, 3, 4 days, a week, 2 weeks later, they change their mind because they were just in some stupid like cloud of judgment and they realise truly what they have. There's literally 2 things you can do, like this person has said. Do I accept it and move on, or wait for what they decide? My genuine advice, yeah, you honey, do not wait around for anybody to decide if they want you or not. You are so much better than that. I don't even know who the fuck you are, but you know that you're better than that. You know that you're worth more than that. There's no waiting around. That hurts me to read that, to stay and wait for what they decide. No, please don't do that. It should be you just be like, no bitch, like, you don't want me, that's cool. I want myself. There are other people out there that will want me. We're so heavily dependent and we're so used to relying on people to give us our happiness. We are in charge of that ourselves. We can bring elements into our life and take elements out which we think are good or bad for us, and that's what we need to do more of. We need to stop being so reliant on other people to give us those elements of happiness. They don't want you, and they've proven time and time again that they do not want you. They've proven time and time again that they are not good for you and for who you are right now. You never know, in the future you guys might come back together. Like, if you feel like you truly are destined for each other, in 5-10 years time your paths will cross again and you will be together, because that's the way the universe works. They give you something every now and then, yeah, just to keep you there, just to keep you just floating next to them, yeah, because they know that you want them bad, but they don't want to push you too far away, because if they push you too far away, then, you know, they're not going to be able to come to you when they want certain things. They're not going to be able to come to you when they want comfort here and there, or when they want a good, you know, a good fuck. They want to keep you around so that you can still give them those things and that they can still receive those things from you. You just gotta put yourself first for once in your fucking life, okay? Realise what your self-worth is, and if you can't realise it yet, fucking write a list. Do yourself affirmations in the mirror every single day. Why are you beautiful? Why are you amazing? What are all the things that make you brilliant? You will get there with the self-love, and once you reach that self-love, you'll be able to realise when you're in situations where somebody isn't giving you enough, get rid of that motherfucker, you know? If I haven't answered one of your questions, guys, then please fear not, because I will answer it in another video. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I wanted to put, you know, a lot into each answer, because, you know, that's the whole point. If you're one of the people whose questions I answered, I hope it was helpful for you. I hope you will take it on board. I hope even if you don't take it on board, you know, you'll see it from a different perspective. perspective and a different light. Everything that I say, it comes from a place of love. I don't mean to, you know, I don't mean to offend, but you know, everyone's always damn offended nowadays. So if you want me to answer any of your questions, please go to my DMs at the Crude Vegan, or you know, Facebook me, whatever, or even comment down below and I'll answer that shit for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful life, and I'm going to see you back here very, 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 very soon. Okay, have a lovely day.